guess if there's a tree and there's water underneath it, I'm throwing the buzz bait. Oh my God. How dang shallow is that fish? There we go. There we go. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5:25 a.m. We're going fishing. Who would have thought? Just loaded up the Fish Texas trailer, Titan 12.5 on the back. I will say this, I did just return from ICAST. If you guys don't know ICAST, big event each year in July, big trade show. Pretty much just go see what's coming on up in the fishing industry as far as products, gear, all that fun stuff. And there's definitely some cool stuff. Fun week, relaxing week. Didn't fish at all, so that's really the main reason I didn't decide to film that week at ICAST. The only other ICAST I went to was about 3 years ago, and I did film that entire week. There was fishing involved, a new boat reveal, so it was worth filming this time around. I just didn't think it really made sense to film. But now we're back here in California. Let's just cut to the chase here. Today we're going to the Delta. I'm gonna actually go to a spot on the Delta that I haven't fished pretty much since this time last year. Historically, it's pretty good for a little punching action, little frogging, little choppo, buzzbait maybe, all the fun stuff that you think about when you think about summer fishing the California Delta. As we say, Delta always changing, can be very different from year to year, week to week really. So I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but this is kind of like fishing history, so to speak. And also, just a little tidbit here, maybe a little bit of a pre-fishing event for a boat tournament coming on up. It's one of the very few boat tournaments I do each year, if not the only one. I won't spoil that at all, but I do want to see if there's any bit of a frog bite going on down there. Hint, hint. Yeah guys, 5:30, got about a 40-minute drive to the spot, to the launch. Let's get there, get the kayak launched, spend a day out on the California Delta. We'll see what happens. Just get her started, right? Might as well. Very short little run. Gotta start top water. Always gotta start top water. The tide right now is really, really high. I think we actually have the last bit of incoming, and then it's gonna switch either soon or it already has, but what I'm trying to say is the water is really high and it's going to be dropping all morning, pretty much I think until about 1 o'clock, which I kind of like that. That's always a good thing for me, because you can start with top water in the morning when it's higher water, which I think works out pretty good, and then when it gets hot and the water drops, you can start punching. That's historically what's been a pretty reliable pattern out here in the middle of the summer on the Delta. We shall see though, never straightforward. Just had another one, little one kind of. Give it a kiss. Alright, there's little ones around. don't know if they really want to come up and eat anything right now. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, oh, big old rat. Right. That looks almost too realistic. Oh my gosh. Worth a couple of tosses, right? That is very realistic. Shout out to Sack Pig. I think that's the name of the bait company. Local bait maker who made and sent me this a while back. It said big bait. I'm just, you know, I'm not super confident in big baits, let alone a bait that's a rodent. But man, that just looks like a monster would come up and eat that thing. I'd have to do like a challenge video, a video I never do, but just in the fact that it would force me to throw one bait all day. So maybe I'll just do like a big rat all day. Bet you in the fall it'll really shine and that water starts to cool down a little bit. This ain't good. I mean, what'd I say? That's why history, you can never really rely on it, especially out on the Delta. This might be a perfect example. An area that, for me at least, the last couple of years has been pretty reliable this time of year. I have yet to get a fish in the boat. I've cycled through some baits and tide is right for certain areas. Uh-oh. Something a little goofy. You never know though. You're not getting bites doesn't mean that there aren't fish in the area. Sometimes it's just a matter of switching up baits. Could be time of day. I think more often than not it's the bait presentation. So let's keep cycling through baits, covering water, and see if anything will stick. It's gonna be breezy today, so something moving, shiny, spinnerbaiting, weighted jig could be a factor. Ooh, got bit. I did get bit there. Finally got a bite. It could have been a little one, but it was a bite, an actual bite. Okay, spinnerbait, maybe? I just had like a little bluegill follow it out. Whoa, 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 that was something big that just tried to smoke it. What the heck? Whoa, that was weird. Like, missed it because there was a branch right there. Oh, okay, spinnerbait. You might be the jam right now. Weird. Maybe they're under the tree. There we go. That might have been the fish that missed it. Good one. A decent one. That was a fish I missed. Alright. Not a big one, but we're on the board. A piece of the puzzle, maybe. Seems likely. Spinnerbait. See what I'm saying though? Like, if we threw a topwater in there, I mean, I've been mainly fishing topwater. Frogs, Chapo. Like, if we threw a topwater in there, would that fish have ate the topwater? It's hard to say, you never know, but I kind of want to say no. Just with the amount I've thrown it so far and not had bites, compared to the little time I've thrown the spinnerbait and gotten a few bites and a fish. So, just, I don't know, factors to always consider. Look at all the bait. Just rolled the spinnerbait through like a little bait ball. Another little bite right there. spinnerbait. Not a big one, but a bite. Thank you, buddy. There is a bite. There is a spinnerbait bite. Maybe not the most epic bite, but it is something. There we go. Alright. Not many bites, but we're getting some bites. What I'm really hoping is that these fish are more tide dependent today. Like that low tide is really the tide they want to eat on, and then it's not just a tough bite overall. Tide is still dropping. As I said, it's going to drop pretty much until 1 o'clock. It's only 8:30 right now. Just wish this wind would chill a little bit, because what I want to be able to do is go punching. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There might be a punch bite to be had. Oh, okay. Well, good fish. Bigger than our spinnerbait fish. It's got like a bucket head. So punchy. If you're on, I will be very grateful. Oh, finally got a topwater bite. Okay. Seemed like an okay one too. 10, 11. Haven't been out here too long, but it just seems like forever, especially when that bite is slow. Tide is still dropping. Wherever these fish were up in the shallows, tucked to cover, out in the channel. I just hope that they suck to this grass line, get under these mats. That's really all it is for a punch bite, is having the fish set up like they're supposed to. If they don't set up like they're supposed to, you're not really going to get a punch bite out here. Again, so tide dependent that you just never really know. Could be the stretch too. We could just run into the right stretch that's just loaded with fish. That's the other thing. Definitely not making it easy on us today, that's for sure. There we go. Oh, just thinking. Looking pretty spicy over here. All right, punch fish number 2. Could be a good sign, I hope. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, punch action, I like it. The confidence is growing. The fish aren't, but the confidence is. Tide's like kind of too low now to really toss that spinnerbait, so it's got to be punching or frogging some sort of top water. And I feel like as this tide continues to drop, it's only going to get better. Oh, man, that is a fun bite. That one didn't even let it hit the bottom. That one smoked it like right under the tippy top of the grass mat. Might have just had that little stretch. It wasn't even a lot of bites, just, man, I'm making a lot of flips to get the bites we're getting. Oh, bummer. It's the second bite I've had on this little paddle frog, and I've yet to hook up on it. Never used this frog in my life before, so it's part of the reason I wanted to test it out today. See what the hookup ratio is like. So far not good, and I don't know if the legs are gonna hold up or what. Instead of breaking it, let's just tie on a different one maybe? I don't know. Got this guy, a little flapping frog. I guess I am going to give the spoiler away, but the reason I was saying like a little practice today to check a few things is next video, next fishing trip for me, UFC Ultimate Frog Challenge with, you know it, Ambassador of the Delta, Mr. Obedy Williams. So that is why today's a little bit, I guess you could call practice, but also wanted to try that frog, see what the bite's like, what the hookup's like. So far, I don't have a lot of confidence in it, but it did get bit. You guys probably remember, or maybe you don't remember, last year I fished it with James, our Yakubass TD, and James had what we dubbed as the Croatian frog. It's actually a Moloch Supernato. It was getting absolutely smoked, and I went to order some, and I did. Just put on back order. Well, I've been waiting over a year for it, and they're now, it's kind of lost in the universe. So this is the closest thing I could find to it with these kind of curly-tailed legs. I do have a bunch more, but let's try the little flapping frog before we tie another one on. Could throw a buzzbait back there too, I guess. This is just a lot more weedless. Finally got one. Man, little fellas though. On the hop for that one. I don't know, man. I don't know. Tricky bite today. Kind of tricky. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not what I was hoping for. But hey, we're getting bites. That's all you can really ask for. Any day you're out here getting bites is good, right? Just got to work for them a little harder. Man, I see a lot of raccoons out on the Delta. I don't know if he's washing his hands or looking for crawfish. Oh my God, what the heck? What the heck? Alright, just gotta make 10,000 flips to get bit. Oh, easy. Oh, a little bigger than I thought. A little bigger than I thought. I thought he was another micro. I'll take you. I will take you. Kind of a slender one. I mean, the punch bite's working. Just, again, takes a minute to get bit. It's been a really surprising thing for me this summer on the Delta is, other than like the Chapo, like the frog bite just hasn't really been on, which does not bode well, considering we got a frogs only tournament coming on up. That could be tricky. A little bite on the blade. Okay, maybe back to the old spinner. What the heck? Like the old spinnerbait, huh? Okay. I'll take the bite. And just when I think low tide's gonna be my punchy topwater stuff, go back to the spinnerbait, get a couple of bites. Oh. Man, 1 o'clock. What in the world? It's just tough today. That's really the main conclusion I've come to at this point, is just a junk fishing kind of day. Tough bite, throw what looks good at the right time, and every once in a while you get lucky. Cannot figure these fish out, cannot get anything consistent going on. Almost time to probably pack it up, but maybe just a fish or two for the road. I always like to get bit for the road. Sort of where we launched. See if anybody's home. Maybe catch some striper. I don't know. I don't care either. Striper would be cool. Got these birds waiting for some bait. I don't think he's happy I'm here. It's a spot. Jeez, I've never had one of those things that growl at me before. Sorry, dude. Oh, that one. Yeah, one for the road. Not the biggest fish in the world, but one for the road. Thank you, sir. You got any friends? Oh, God. Oh, hello. When you least expect it, right? It's freaking big fish of the day, right by the ramp. Of course. That's a long, skinny one. Dang. Good kayak bass, bad bass boat tournament bass. What the heck? Alrighty guys, it is 3 o'clock. We are off the water, we are home. Kayak trailer back in the garage in the bass cave. And you know what, today was kind of tough. Today was a lot tougher than I thought it'd be. It just goes to show that history, areas that were once good, that you were catching them on a certain bait, certain time of year, doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna happen year after year. And with the delta always changing, no surprise that the bite was a little bit tough today, and really just completely different as far as the quality goes from previous years. But just to quickly recap, we got started, launched the kayak around 6:30 this morning, made a short run to the area I wanted to fish, started throwing some top water. We had a really high tide, water was up. Figured that top water with that higher tide could be pretty good, but as shown, it was not. I had a couple of small ones nip at the frog. They could have even been bluegill for all I know, but other than that, nothing. Through the frog, through the chopo, through the flapping frog, nothing on top. So I mixed it up, through the bladed jig, even through the big rat for a while, as well as the Nico, and nothing. Definitely a rough start, not what I was hoping for, but I was still very optimistic that with the water dropping, that tide moving out as the day moved along, that eventually the bite would get better, especially the punch bite and maybe the frog bite. You always think less water over their head, not as many places they can be. They're kind of more predictable in a way, so I was kind of saving out for that, but I ended up mixing up a bunch of different baits. Finally got a bite on a spinnerbait, a smaller finesse spinnerbait. Noticed today a lot of bait in the area, some of it getting chased, but just seemed to be a ton of like bait fry schooled up in these balls. So whether that was a match the hatch deal with a spinnerbait, I'm not sure, but some of the fish definitely wanted the spinnerbait. They were setting up for it. They were pretty much on ambush points. Now I did have to make a bunch of casts to get bit, but when I got bit, it was fun just to swing back on a fish or two. No giants, but a little confidence booster. So spinnerbait was pattern, or the first bait that I got bit on, and throughout the entire morning with the spinnerbait deal happening, I still mixed in other baits with the top water, worms, stuff like that. Really really was just junk fishing today. Whatever looked good at the moment was the bait or the rod presentation that I chose. Did come across some shallower flats that had some grass topped off, so I decided to start punching that even though the water wasn't too low. But I don't think it took long. Actually flipped it into a mat, felt that doink, set the hook, and ended up being a solid fish. More head and shoulders than body, but punch bite, which definitely got me excited because the tide was starting to drop now. Kept fishing, did eventually pretty much lock that punch rod in my hand. Had one stretch of bank that historically has been very punchy on a lower tide. That tide started to get real low, so we started punching along that stretch and got some bites. Again, not many bites. I had to make probably 50 to 60 flips to get one bite. I mean, that's a lot. That takes a minute, but we were able to eventually get bites if we made enough casts. No big ones, but still punch fish. Whether that tide dropping sucked them under those mats, those grass edges, not sure, but another way to get bit, so that was good. Did actually get a couple of frog bites, and the frog I was using was this dude right here. Just picked these up. Like I said, these are what Hags Baits outlier frogs. They've got the little curly tails just like the old Croatian frog, aka the Mullock Supernato that we were using last year during the frog tournament. So I bought a bunch of those for the upcoming, spoiler alert, frog tournament with Obidi. Thought that would be a good one to have. So yeah, I tested that out today and actually had 2 fish blow up on it and miss it. So I don't know what's up with that. Didn't even get a hook in either one of them. So I'm not sure how much confidence I'm gonna have with all my Hags outlier frogs come this weekend, but good information to know. But yeah, the topwater bite just really wasn't on, I don't think, at all. Even the choppa, which usually catches small ones, wasn't getting bit. And then by this time, I mean, it was already about 1 o'clock, 1:30, so I decided to make my way back towards the ramp, kind of fish where we launched or near where we launched, looking for those bonus fish. I'm always looking for bonus fish, you know. At the end of the day, I'm never satisfied just like being done fishing and cruising all the way in. You always got to make a few casts by the ramp. Actually picked up a few small ones on the spinnerbait, and kind of to top the day off, a little cherry on top, as I was just about to get back to the ramp on a slow troll, we did hook a decent one. I say decent because, again, another fish with a big old melon head, skinny body, good kayak bass, not so much bass boat tournament bass, but that was probably big fish of the day, and that was it. That capped it off for a pretty tough day out on the Delta. Yeah, that was that. Days like this are going to happen even in areas, places, again, that you have history with, that you think should do really good. You should catch some really good fish. Just didn't pan out today. So that is one of the cool things, one of the frustrating things, but one of the cool things for sure about the Delta is that every year it is totally different, and your honey hole, your secret spot, might not be so good the next year. And this one, at least for right now, definitely wasn't. Guys, that is going to do it for today's day out on the California Delta. It's still fun fishing out there, don't get me wrong. I still love swinging back on a punch rod, catching them on a spinnerbait. It is still a lot of fun, but the next video, it is UFC Ultimate Frog Challenge with the one and only Obidi Williams. I don't think O has been on the channel in a minute. And by the way, speaking of OG challenges, we're not done with those. We've just been kind of brainstorming our next OG challenge. It won't be the UFC Ultimate Frog Challenge on the Delta, frogs only. That's a separate deal. So just letting you guys know, OG challenges are not over. But guys, that is going to do it for today's video. As always, I thank you for watching, for coming along, and I will catch you guys in the next one.